What would it feel like to be a master in your area of interest? Having mastered multiple skills in that area. I'm building a mastery in psychological type. I'm building a mastery in business principles. Also, in the skill of delivering a message, all connecting together with mastering my own program that I'm building. A student learns from a teacher learns from teaching, and a master learns from everything. Travis Soda Wells, Pure Sound Daily Business. I got a saying, a jack of all trades and a master of self. I'm going to continue talking about mastery. Being the best in the world at what you do. Learning to be yourself, leaning all the way into it. Giving yourself permission to be the mastermind that you've been put here to be. And I believe everyone has a purpose. And I believe that purpose finds you. I believe that purpose finds you when you're on the path. That path, multiple different paths. But the path is taking action. The path is pursuing mastery. The path is movement. Not only extroverted movement, but introverted movement. And leaning all the way in to become a master. I was watching a video earlier, part of my mastery process, continuing to take in information. Actually just finished watching a video now that Carlina from the Purity team sent me about marketing, social media marketing, and how we're leaning in, continuing to lean into our leads generation. Had a little bit of movement, took some action, and now I pulled back to make sure I wasn't just confused. As Coach Michael Burt says, randomness in motion. Taking a lot of action, but not, it's not clear what I'm doing. Because it was clear when I started. I was developing a skill in posting content. I was developing a skill in taking action. So this is where the good and the bad come in, is that as I pull back in my mind, I'm always saying, okay, I can make content, which is true. Part of the process, though, is making sure I'm taking action, right? So that'll be something I'll need to overcome continually. However, what I don't like doing and what stops me or slows me down is when I don't really know what the goal is. Intention, obviously big word in our language, Pure Sound L. Are we moving with intention? It's also a focus, a plan, a strategy. So I pull back saying, okay, what am I really doing here? One, what am I doing just me personally as far as the type of content I'm posting? How is that improving me? See, that's all introverted stuff, right? That all has to do with me. How does it improve the business? Ultimately, what we're landing on. Because everything, me being the front person of the business, that these things I choose to have align. Because once they all align and they connect together, man, it's just full speed ahead. Just get it clicking. So we've done this in the other areas of the business, building a foundation. And it's just the latest place. Now, with the leads generation. In this piece that I'm doing right now, that you hear with me, is the podcast. Continuing to work with the podcast, and really, as I'm here now, is funneling everything into the podcast, which then gets my mindset of I need to master the podcast. I need to do better in the podcast. I need to be more interesting in the podcast. I need to make sure I'm giving value in the podcast, make sure I'm communicating well in the podcast. And if I'm not, why am I doing it? What am I really doing? Is this something that I really want to do? I think so. I think it could be big. Just hasn't gotten there yet. But again, we got to focus with intention. Taking them steps day in, day out, working on that mastery. It's just one piece at a time. With the podcast, I put out a lot of episodes before I'm getting listeners. And I believe we're moving forward. I believe I'm getting better. Speaking into a microphone. Over 200 now. That's a feat for myself. However, again, this is all towards providing value and then having that value exchange down the road. Continuing to move people forward. Right now, I'm just moving myself forward as I work on mastering another piece of the business, another piece of myself. This reminded me, it's when I was on stage. So I was part of a funk band, and I had always been rapping and writing raps since I was young. Never, I was a closet rapper. Right? At home writing raps, practicing all that. I'll put it down. It's interesting because now, who knows whether I have success or not? That's not the point. However, the avenues is my point. That there's social media, there's avenues to go. It was like I made a CD. It's probably, if it exists, if MySpace still exists, it's on there. So it's just, that was one of the few places you could put it out. And it wasn't like, you didn't have hope. You didn't have hope you were going to make it like that. It was just like, okay, yeah, put it out. It was all about getting on somewhere, somehow. Winning a contest, have somebody hearing you, or just grinding, continuing to grind, moving to a more popular spot where the music scene is. So there's still that today. However, with the internet and social media and it being such an integrated part of humanity that you can get on through social media like that. Back when I was pursuing the talents I had, it was just I lucked up, met an individual. He wanted to start a band, wanted to start a funk band, and I just laid the tracks. I just rapped for him. He was like, hey, that's good. Let's work together. And now that's where I'm at with the business, really, is how to connect with people. It hasn't been a strong suit of my life. So that's what I need to work on. Because even now, again, I'm doing the same thing. Might as well be talking into the closet. But we ain't going to be doing this forever. Continuing to step forward. Continuing to build the mastery. This is why I'm so thankful for the internet game, internet education, that I've found good teachers, that it's clear what I need to do and how I need to move forward. It's really the matter of this business I chose, coaching business, online education. You really don't have the option to just do one part of it. At least I don't, because I'm looking to blow this thing up, to get big. At minimum, got to get out the job, but that really ain't going to satisfy me. As I said, I want to be a master in this. So it's knowing personality type, how I'm an introvert, what I need to do to be the best I am. This is the foundation. My understanding, self-knowledge, know thyself, and how I take care of that first. Because I'm the product until I'm not. But I'm going to be the product until I create products, intellectual property, invest in real estate, other things that I can connect to the business and connect to the family to level up the finances. But until then, I'm the product. So I have to take care of that product. I have to know that product inside and out. Unfortunately, classic introverted problems, I'm going within. The only thing I've given myself permission is to go deep so I can do the work faster. Again, just building a mastery of understanding myself, of understanding my own process. I'm outlining a book now. I haven't written a book before. However, what history has showed me is that anything I've created, including this podcast, the business, the programs we've had, videos, reels, it started with me taking notes, outlining those notes, and depending on what the media is, go in deep into an outline. Now, what I like about podcasting, what I like about reels, the short form videos, short form recordings, is I don't have to go super deep into a script. That would be the next level. And when I've done courses, that's what I had to do, is actually write out a script. But it still wasn't like Hollywood script, wasn't line for line. It was still a lot of lines, but then a lot of ad lib, a lot of just notes, trigger words, so I knew what I needed to say. And now with the book, I'm like, okay, this is another level. And I'm allowing myself to work this process. I've shown myself this is a process. Boom, I go in, I outline. I keep going in, I keep adding to it. I keep going deeper. One outline draft, 2 outline drafts. Now I'm outlining each chapter. I had a broad overview, general overview. Now I'm going into each chapter, breaking it down. This is what I'm going to talk about. These are the points I'm going to hit. This is helping me clarify my entire program. This is helping me clarify all the things I have in my mind that I believe are of value to people. And here I am, saying, do I have that value? Have I been given that value? My connection to the Most High, this is what it's telling me. And it's on me to do the work, to develop the skill, to become a master of myself. There's a lot of different skills I've developed. I've had a lot of different interests over the years. And I'm at the point now where, as I bring it all together, and I got a piece here, I got a piece here, I got a piece there, bringing it all together to be a master of Travis Sotowell and Pure Soundell. That's been my process of mastery. And I'm going to keep pushing it forward. So what's your process of mastery? Have you given yourself permission to go deep within or to go deep with taking action? Right? There are people exactly opposite of me. Have you given yourself permission to do that? To make the corrections, to make the changes, so you can continue to level up into your self-mastery, into your business mastery, into being the best in the world of what you can be. It's Pure Sound Daily Business. Peace.